It's 5 o'clock in the evening and I'm going to be making milk for my boys. So usually every evening I get them cups of milk, like each one of them, and that is like just like their evening tea. And then I get Abinash some snacks as well. Sometimes he asks for them, sometimes he doesn't. The boys just woke up from their nap and check what Abinash is putting on his wrist. So that is an Indian flag, that an Indian flag band that was given to him by his grandmother, like my mother-in-law when we were in India. We were there during the independence, and so that is why he just came from school, took a bath, and he decided to put that on himself. And trust me, he has grown so much, so he wants to do everything by himself. He doesn't need any of my help anymore. Like, I pick some clothes, I get some clothes for him usually, but when he's done bathing, he's like, no, I don't want this one. I want to choose for myself what to put on. So that is why you see, he's just growing, and I think I should just let him be. So here Adash is asking for apples, and he's like, oh, I want apple.
Oh no, Dee. Oh no. Oh, apple? Oh, apple?
You're welcome. Abinash asked for Nutella bread, so this is what I'm going to be making for him as his evening snack. And usually Adash doesn't want to eat anything with his milk, so I just get him his glass of milk, and that is all. But for Abinash, he wants his milk, means he wants to dip in something in the milk. Growing up, I never knew that I was going to be a stay-at-home mother. I thought I'm going to be a working mother, but then, you can't know what is going to happen in the future. And trust me, I'm so happy with the life that I have, working from home and all that. It just gives me so much joy to take care of my kids. After I get for the boys what to eat, that is when I start thinking about myself. So I'm also going to be making myself a cup of tea, and I'm going to be having a very strong tea because, with the weather that is changing again and again, the flu is hitting in seriously. I don't have the flu, but I feel like it's going to get to me as well. Like, my whole family has flu, and that is why, I have to stop it from attacking me because I have to take care of them. So what I do, I usually take a very strong cup of tea, whether it is black tea or whether it is the chai. I put enough ginger, I put enough spices, so that by the time the flu is feeling like, it just goes away by itself. I don't need to take medicines. So my husband is always saying that I'm the strongest in the family. Like, for them, they will be down with flu and coughs, and I'll be just fine. But trust me, I just help myself, not to get attacked by doing these small things, like taking ginger tea, like taking lemon tea, and just using the natural ingredients that we have around. So in the evening, I'm just going to go pick some leaves to make for my husband some tea because he has some flu. Now that is done, I'm also going to be taking my cup of tea, and I'll be leaving the list there until my husband comes. That is when I'll be making for him tea, because he needs the hot tea. Like, it should be really hot, because that is what makes him feel better. So I'm just going to sit on my balcony and take my tea in peace. When I get done with my cup of tea, we decide to sit down with Abinash to do his homework. So this is the routine that we do usually every single day. I'm either taking tea, or I'm either done with the tea, or sometimes I'm even making the dough for chapati. That is when we sit down to take our time and do his homework. Now, his teacher has been complaining about his handwriting, like he knows everything, like he's okay in class, but then the problem is he's always rushing, like he writes in a rush, like the pencil doesn't sit on the paper or on the book, and then sometimes what he's writing, like an S, he doesn't come out as an S, it comes out like with no curve on the S, which is going to make him lose marks. So that is what the teacher was telling me, like he should take his time and write the S properly and write the 5 properly. Usually he writes the 5, he makes all the edges of the 5, but then when he makes this we call it the tummy, like it doesn't come out as a very beautiful 5. And that is what me and his teacher are trying to fight, like are trying to get out of him, because he knows everything, he gets everything like in class, but then the problem is the handwriting. And when you write and the handwriting is not good, when you're done with your papers, the teacher can't read what you've written, it makes you lose marks. It's 6:30 now, and my husband is back from office, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to first put his tea on, because by the time he comes out of the bathroom, he will be needing his tea. Since he has flu, like he becomes fuzzy when he has a flu. He really needs warm things whenever he has flu, so that is what I make sure I get him. So when he comes back from office, while he goes to take a bath, I finish up with his tea, and then I go to take my evening prayers. So this evening prayers is something that we do every single day in our home, and that is what I'm going to be doing, showing you guys as well. I'll not show you most of it, like what I really do. I'm just going to show you guys that I pray in the evening. So those are the leaves that we picked together, and I'm going to be adding some ginger into it as well, for ginger is a very good thing. When the tea is on, I quickly change my clothes to my night clothes, and then I go pray. But before praying, in India, you have to take a bath before you pray. So since my husband was in the bathroom, I just went, and he was bathing, so I just went and did a little bit of, just passing water on my face and all that, my feet, and then I came to pray. And that is just like refreshing yourself before praying to God, and this is something that is done every single day. My husband also comes and makes his prayers in the evening, and then we sit down together as a family, as a husband and wife, and we have a little talk. We discuss about so many things, about life, about our kids, about what we want for our future, like about how we are going to manage our future without depending on our kids. So this is something that we discuss about every single day. Like we come out and we're like, maybe we do this, maybe we do that, but then I love these moments that we have together usually. For dinner, we are going to be having chicken and lemon rice. So for the rice, I have some leftover rice that was there from lunchtime, and it is what we're going to be using. And for the chicken, I usually cut it into small pieces and then salt it with salt, chili powder, some black pepper, some reiko. So I like reiko in there, but you can put any spice that you have. And this time I'm going to be adding button mushrooms. This is my first time adding button mushroom into this kind of dish, and I'm going to be using button mushroom and some other vegetables like bell pepper, that is the green pepper, red pepper, and the yellow pepper. So first I put my chicken in the pan, and then I add some little bit of cooking oil just to let it cook a little bit by itself. And then after that, I'm going to be adding salt to taste, and I'll cook it up for some time, and that is when I'm going to be adding my vegetables. We have some onions, red pepper, green pepper, yellow pepper, and some mushroom already cut, and I've already put my chili powder and reiko into the chicken. Now I'm just going to saute it, and I'll add some black pepper as well and cook it by itself, and I'll put the vegetables later because we want the crunch, like the vegetable has to be a little bit sauteed. And in a pan I'm going to put cooking oil, and I'm going to be making lemon rice. So while I'm making my chicken, and when my chicken is a little bit cooked, I add the onion, and then I let it cook without the bell pepper. The bell pepper will come in later because we want the crunch to come out. So when our cooking oil heat, in another pan we'll add some mustard seeds, red chili, and some curry powder. So be careful, the curry powder splatters, and I'll add my lemon in there as well. Be careful as well because the lemon splatters. So because of the lemons not to splatter, I added some little bit of rice, and now I'm adding some salt to taste, and I'll be adding some yellow powder because I didn't want the oil to splatter around. So putting rice in there first, a little bit of rice makes it calm down a bit, and then this is when we're going to be cooking up our lemon. So I learned how to make lemon rice from one of my Indian friends. Like, she's from South India and she was my neighbor, and we became very close, and she used to teach me a lot of dishes, and this is one of the dishes that whenever I'm making, I remember, like, it reminds me of her, and I really love the lemon rice as well. So for the chicken, we are going to be adding our vegetables in there, and it's almost done. So this is where we are adding the vegetables. Remember, we want them crunchy, so we'll just put them like this and cover up and let them cook a little bit while our food is done. As you can see, this is how it looks like. The lemon rice is also ready, and trust me, it's the tastiest rice you can have if you're tired of having white rice.